Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to continue working on part 6 of this house build. Let's get started. So in the previous video, we were able to finish the entertainment center, and then we added the stairs right here, and then the floorings for the grass, and then the carport right here. So now we're going to continue working on this. What I want to accomplish in this video is to finish off the one for the backyard. What I want to do is go back to level 1, and like I said, I probably will need to delete some part right here. It's because I want to add in or I want to move this one to make it smaller, because I want basically an L-shape kitchen right here. So I'm gonna delete this so it's easier for me to just add. I'm going to select this one, CS, and it will maintain um, the height and then the distance from here. So that's why it's easier to just set one first and then do the others. So I'm gonna cut this one right here, and I want to make sure to make this one L, because we're planning to add in more of the kitchen parts right here. So after that, I'm gonna go to 3D, and then as you can see, it maintains the uh, parameters that we set right here. So now what we're gonna do is go back to architecture, click on curtain grid, and then we're just going to select that one, and then add in the mullion all grid, and then simply add it like that. So once you're happy and once you set this up, I'll probably add um, the laundry right here. So this is where the location of the laundry will be, but it's only going to be accessible from the outside. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create an extrusion wall. I'm going to go to ground floor and then CS on this, and I'm going to add a wall right here. So it's around, let's make it around 2600 and then 1400. So around 2600 from here, and then this will be around 1400 for this. So just more than enough space for the laundry. And then if we check this one, it will look like this. So what I'm planning to do is to extend this one all the way right here, and then here this wall will be extended as well. So we're just basically adding enough wall on this side, and then here it should be exterior wall, and then here exterior wall, and then this one is the exterior wall number 2. And then here, as we remember, we have a different finish. So this one is concrete aggregate, and then what we're gonna do is we're going to split it this way so that we could have the same materials on all of this. So we're gonna split those ones later on, and then I just want to change the where this is located, and then I'm gonna trim this out and then put it back. I just want to fix where the joining wall is. Similar to this, we want the joining wall to be on the edge, so I'm gonna undo this, So now this is the bigger wall, so it's easier to do later on. Same thing that goes right here. Pull this one back first and then change the location of the binding wall. Usually once you move it up and then pull it back, trim it first, and then now this is the because I want this one to have, so I'm just going to align this AL, and then this is the one that has that. So once we do it, we only think of the face right there. So might as well do it now. I'm going to edit this type before we forget. So CS on that, and then you need to select split face, select this face. Once you do, we need to create a line. So I'm gonna create a line from here all the way to there, and then click on finish. After that, click on paint and then look for the same concrete and then select that. So now it will be the same one as what we have before. At the same time, let's do it on this side as well. Split face this one, and then we need to create this line right here, and then click finish and then click on the paint, same thing. So it looks like everything is the border wall, and then only this one is on top of it. This one got created on top of it, so that looks nicer. So now let's go to this side. We're probably going to pull this one lower than the others, so we might just add the top right here, or we could just leave it like this. So that's good enough. We're just going to add a roof right here, and then here we could have in like a deck that goes around, and then we have our swimming pool right here. So let's create the swimming pool first. So let's go to architecture. We create the wall first. So here, edit type, duplicate. This will be pool wall. Edit, and then here we could just change this one to around 50 thickness, and then here we could put something tile. So let's look for a tile. Ceramic tile will be good as well. Let's do ceramic tile, and then after that, let's click on rectangle. We want it to basically be on the ground first, and then click on wall. Pull wall is selected, and then we want the base to be, so top is ground, and then this one base is ground, and then top level is ground. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna change the base to negative 2000, and then let's create a rectangle. So I'm thinking of we have a deck here going outside, and then the pool is somewhere right here. Don't worry, it's because of the view range. That's why we're not seeing it. But if we go to 3D, it's right there. It's just not showing because of the view range. But in order for us to see it, go to ground floor and then change the view range. And then this one, the depth, unlimited. So it's visible like that. So now, this is a big, I want to have a rectangular pool. We have some spacing around it. And then especially right here, we could just select tab, and then we could just move it around like that. And then the deck, I'm gonna place it all the way right there. And then I want to give some space, probably just to have a stairs here, a steps here. I'm gonna, let's maybe add it all the way there. We might make it smaller, this one, so that to accommodate the spacing here. I think it's too much for the depth, so here I'm going to edit this one first to, the width is probably 2200, and then let's move this one more on this side so that we still have some privacy on this area. Even though this is open, we still have privacy. And then here we could add in the deck, so it will be another flooring, wood material, and then steps to add. So now I think I'm ready to just leave it like that, and then we could add in a surrounding floor. I'm thinking of adding some grass as well on some portion, and then maybe this one should be a floor with grass, those kind of stuff, or so we could just look into that more. I just want to finish the swimming pool first. Let's add in a model in place. I'm using a model in place so that I could add the floor under there. So extrusion, and then I want not the concrete autocad, I want the same material, so tile, and it's ceramic tile. I'm gonna copy that, and then here I'm going to create something that looks like this, and then let's go to 3D to see how it looks. So click on finish, and then put this one all the way down. I'm going to set this one, just too much, so AL. So AL, sorry, AL. Click on that, and then click on the bottom, and we want to make it shorter, not too thick. I'm going to make this wireframe to see how it looks, so we could just pull it one down. I think that's good enough, and then we could put in some stairs or whatnot. And then after this, go back to ground, and then let's create another extrusion, same thing, but with water. Pull this one up, click apply, OK, and then add it on top. And then click finish, look at it in 3D, and we could just pull this one down. There we go. Click on finish, and then let's change this back to hidden line, and we could see it in the ground and in 3D how it looks. So now we have something that looks like that, and then we could just create the deck. So let's go to ground. Let's add in another floor, edit, duplicate. This will be floor number 5, and then we have a 400 thickness, and then this one should be a wood material. So I'm gonna choose mahogany, click apply, OK, and then I'm gonna copy this, Control A, Control C, and then here I'm going to add something that looks like this, and then click on finish, and let's look at it. So that looks like that. In terms of where it is, should be on actually level 1. So there we go. And then we're going to create something right here. I'm planning to add a stairs again, but I'm going to create it similar to this, a model in place. So here is what I'm going to base off. A model in place, generic model, and then here I'm gonna click on extrusion, pick a plane, and I'm gonna select this wall right here, and then click on rectangle, and then here change this to mahogany, and then we're just going to add the steps right now. We could just add it simply like that, very simple, and we just need to add it in the middle. So this should be around 350. There we go. So that's roughly in the midpoint of that, and then click on finish, and let's look at it at 3D and then expand it a little bit more. And at the same time, we're going to have some railing right here to make it nice, and then right here we could just go back to ground and then add the railing. Let's use this pipe. Let's duplicate this. Let's put piping number 2, and then let's add this one to level 1. So base should be level 1, and then add it right there. So even though we put it right there, it should be on that side. Click on finish, and obviously we could do much better work right here. Instead of this one, I want it squared. Real structure, circular, I don't want that. I want it squared. And then technique here is you could just copy and then Control A, Control V on those to make it faster for you. and then click apply. Okay, and then here I want it to be squared as well, and then baluster, I don't want it right there, I want it squared as well, and then squared. So I want it to be consistent with all of them, and that looks like that. So I'm happy with that. The only thing that I forgot is to add the material, but we can add it later on. I'm not gonna be focusing too much on that. So at least we have some handrail there, and we have some steps. We could always just push this one all the way there so that there's no issue with that, but why not add a railing as well here? At the same time, we could add in floors. So select this, edit type, duplicate. I'm gonna duplicate one of the stairs, so one of the floors actually. I'm not gonna duplicate this one because I want to maintain the 200 on others, and I'm just going to select a different material, so probably concrete. I'm not the block pattern, but this one, something different. And then here I'm just going to go around here, and then let's pick this one right about there, and then just all around this area. And then let's trim and extend. And probably I'm gonna add this one as the same floor. So I'm just going to just leave it like that for now. And this one we just need to trim and extend on this one, and then trim and extend on here. Click on finish, don't attach, and I want, and then we forgot to create a opening there. So might as well just select a rectangle and then just add this one like that. Don't attach. And then here for the walls, I want my walls to have at least 25 top offset, so at least it's a little bit on top of there. So let's stop here for now and continue in the next video. Thank you for watching and I hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.